All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're going to be building another section of the Lego Millennium Falcon. And today I'm going to be doing chapter 4, which looks like it's not too long, so it'll be a little bit shorter this time, a little bit shorter stream. The past two have gone about 2.5 hours each, and I've been just exhausted by the end of it. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, let's get started. Got the bags out I need, and then here is the model so far. Most of the frame done, and then two interior room areas done. Really one interior area and one little moving piece. So it looks like this section we'll be building the other two inside areas and then some of the side bulkhead. It's exciting to see this thing come together though. All right, let's get started by opening all this up and figuring out where I'm going to put everything. Now, rather unfortunately, last time I streamed on Thursday, when I did chapters in 2 and 3, I forgot to push record. So even though the stream worked, I didn't actually record anything that I had done, which is going to be a shame when I put the summary video on YouTube, because it's going to go from just being the frame to suddenly having legs and some of the interior sections without a whole lot of other explanation on why. This section didn't look like it was going to be too long, but there are a lot of parts here. So I have a feeling, like usual, it's going to be longer than I expected to. But that seems to be about normal now. I'm actually move over a little bit too, so I have a little bit more space to work with here. I moved the camera back some because last time I was running out of space, especially with how big this model's getting, and I think that it may still not have been enough, that I'm not going to have enough room to still do everything. So I have the box set up over here on the side. I'll move the model out of the way as necessary. And we'll go from there. Looks like the major sections here I can build separately and then add to the model at the end of making each section, which will work out best. 6 different bags for this section. Try not to lose any parts. How's it going? Ooh, yeah, almost dumped a bunch off the edge. I'm curious too what LEGO does to determine which of their parts deserve to have duplicates and extras and which ones don't. I mean, obviously the big stuff, you're not likely to lose them, so things like that, you're not going to get extra ones of, but some of the small ones you get extra parts and some of the small ones you don't. And I don't know what criteria they use to determine that. Okay, step 1. We're building a ladder. There it is. Done. It is sunny out. Where I am, it's pretty cold too, though. This is chapter 4, and I'll just be doing chapter 4 today in an effort to make this a little bit shorter than it has been. The past two streams have gone for 2.5 hours each, and I've just been worn out at the end of it. There's only so long I can talk to myself. And where does this go? Oh, I was wondering what these little things were for. There's these little clip pieces that I thought were really oddly placed, but that makes sense actually. Drop in right there. Okay. And then one of these. It looks like this is another mounting point. It's going to be used for whatever room I build here. And that's going to go right in here. Okay. And I think that's everything on that for now. Okay. So I can move the model out of the way. And get started on the rest of it. Well, it looks like we got Princess Leia from episode 5. And looks like Han Solo from the same episode. Oh, that's funny. His face is printed on both sides. One side has the breathing mask on it. I know you can't see it, but that way you can flip his head around and have the mask. Does Leia's face have that? Oh, it does. It's printed on both sides as well. That's cool. There we go. And those are our two characters for this section. On to page 146. All right. Sorry, I need to send out a message real quick. Just need to get back in the mindset of doing this again. Whatever we're building here has a lot of mounting points, so it looks like it's going to have to be, it's either heavy or going to have to be really strong for some reason. Oops. So, everyone having a good Sunday so far? It's a pretty cold one up here. Doing all right. Glad it's the weekend. Just had a big cheeseburger for lunch too, so I'm kind of tired. But I'm hanging in there. We'll see if I get as tired as I did last time just trying to build this thing. Well, go. I still have not fixed my yeah, starch and Legos. Yep. The problem with Legos is they keep my mind super active because I'm trying to, basically solve a puzzle the whole time. And then at the end of it, my brain's just tired. I'm just worn out mentally. So I usually do all right during and then near the end and right afterwards. I just can't think very much anymore. Since I have a few people on here, it'd be worth asking now for the next project what I'm going to do. Obviously, this still has, shoot, probably like I said, do the math. I still have 13 more chapters after this one, which at the rate I'm going is probably like 13 more streams. At 3 a week means I got at least 3.5 more weeks of this. But I want to figure out what the next project is. And I was thinking, there's one I wanted to do. I just don't know if right now is a good time to do it because I won't have the resources to actually build it. I can only design it. Uh, but I wanted to design this clear computer desk with mounting points inside so that I could actually build the computer itself inside the desk. So it would be like a glass top and you could look down inside and see the motherboard and the GPU and the drives and everything. And it all just kind of wired up in there. And then maybe use some LEDs or NeoPixel strips and light the whole thing up with some custom controlled lighting. I figured that would be a really cool project, but I don't have the resources to build it when I'm done. But I'm trying to come up with some cool, just some neat looking thing that people would find interesting and to design and essentially do it for the next project, do some sort of design work. So we'll see how that comes out. There's probably several steps even to just that. So I'll see what I come up with there. But ideas are appreciated. Absolutely. Because if somebody has a better idea for something, I'm all ears. Home automation projects. Yeah, what could you do that hasn't already been done though? Alexa, turn on my blender. Do you know? I don't know. Fisher, I'm sure you had something in mind when you suggested that. What specifically were you thinking of? Let's just casually develop a 3D food printer. Just prints entire meals for you. Thank you. 4 chapters in, and I get this massive thing over here. But there's still a lot to go. There's 17 chapters, and I'm working on number 4 right now. No, they're not too bad. I'm taking this in turns. I haven't done it today. I worked 2.5 hours on Tuesday night, and then 2.5 hours Thursday night, and I'm due about I don't know how long today's build's gonna take me. I'm just doing this chapter, so however long it takes me to get all these pieces on there. Uh, so taking it in steps is helping me a lot to stay focused. No, it was not a Christmas present. I wish, but I bought this one with my own money. It was $800. How much is it? Oh yeah. I think I just $800 without any discounts, which is what I had to pay for it. I've looked around for them to see if you could still buy them. Like I had to work to find this one, but it's hard to find right now. It's either I don't know if they're trying to phase it out and stop selling it, or what's going on. I had originally gone to a Lego store to buy it, and they didn't even have it. I ended up ordering it online at Target. But I went back and looked, and they don't have it anymore. So they must have had it for just a second. I think I've said before that I think it will take, I thought it was going to take like 19 to 20 hours to build. And then based off my past builds, it's actually taking me longer. But I don't know if it'll get easier as I go or what. So we'll see how close I end up to that. I've already put about 5 hours into it though, which has me worried that maybe I underestimated it. We'll see what happens when I'm done though. I should have a pretty good idea how long it took me to do it. Man, whatever this section is has a lot of mounting points on it. I don't know if this is expected to be pretty heavy or load bearing or what. That one. You're good. Watch. You can watch this however long you feel like. I missed something. Another interesting little note. The instruction manual here is like 500 pages long, and I'm on page 148. I guess if you go off that, I'm actually making really good progress. So, Star Wars minifigs on your desk at work. That's cool. I wish I could put this on my desk at work. That would be awesome. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Yeah. Looks like I'm building some more interior, like some doorways for the inside right here, which means more stickers, more details. Detailed sections are neat. They just take a long time to do. It's really cold here today. I was telling people earlier. Is anybody somewhere warm right now? You're entrusted on your desk at work. Alright, that's fair. I guess it could be a very stealable item. Although kind of difficult to hide unless you have a big bag or something. The whole model when finished is going to be about a yard long, you know, and about this tall. So, and it's going to weigh over 20 pounds. So it's not exactly something that's just, you can just, that people just won't notice. Because it's pretty noticeable. Yep, definitely building two doorways here. pregnant hobbit. All right then. So it looks like I think I've said this already, but what I'm building here is two doorways on the inside. So they have a lot of little pieces to go around to make kind of a ring, but they take forever to build. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, I have placed a piece wrong. I did that on the first day I was working on this. I actually placed two pieces wrong, and luckily they didn't really affect anything because they weren't something that you had to put another piece on top of. But at the end, I was like realized I was missing a couple pieces, so I assumed rightly so that they were out of place, and it took me forever to find them. Figure out what happened. And it was really just a case of I had put the piece in the right I put a piece in the right place, but I had used the wrong color piece. And so when I got to the end, the piece I had left was the wrong color for what I needed, and that's when I realized it. So that was kind of aggravating. So not too hard to fix. Just took me a little while to find it. Yeah, I like the mini C3PO. He's cool. There it is. One more of those. Yeah, you have no idea how many different shades of nondescript grade there are here. I'm just kind of hoping for the best when I pick some of them out to see that I got them right. Okay, let me build this little thing 4 times. Ah, you're good. Conversation is good. It keeps me awake and focused. And that's actually the whole point of, for anyone that's just watching now, that eventually this won't even be a Lego channel. It'll be based around engineering, but collaborative engineering. I'm going to need people to talk and present ideas and things and to give advice. And so it helps me right now to practice having that interaction while I'm focusing on something else at the same time. Start to learn how to multitask. So you're fine. Talk as much as you want to, because it helps me practice and get an idea of how to get feedback. I was mentioning earlier too how I got to figure out what project is next after this. I'm really just building the Millennium Falcon here to, because I wanted to. I bought it because I wanted it. But I'm building it here on stream to practice being in front of a camera and to figure out my setup and figure out anything that might go wrong. So really, this is just a test project for me to see if I can figure out what I'm doing and how to make all this work. Because I'll need to know this part for the next when I get to the engineering stuff. Building Hogwarts in between work. Oh, that's cool. That's actually kind of but I'm glad you brought that point up about not being good at engineering. That's okay. That's kind of the whole point of the collaboration part is that even if someone has a good idea but doesn't really know how to do it, they can bring it up in the group and the rest of the chat and everyone watching can help me figure out how to actually do it. So regardless of whether people have experience or not, or even know what they're doing, they can still participate and help. There you go. Those little doorways are starting to take shape. How big is the Hogwarts set? I'm looking for a, there it is. $6,000 pieces. Made your fingers bleed twice. Wow, that's commitment. I think the only thing saving me right now is I'm pacing this out. This one is 7,500 pieces, so it's actually a little bit bigger, and it used to be the biggest Lego set ever. I looked this up recently because I was curious, and they're actually, you rage quit once. No, don't rage quit. Just keep going. I mean, take a break, take a step back, but it can be annoying. But there's a new one out now, the Roman Colosseum. Jeez, that's scary. Oh, thank you. That alert volume was really high. It scared the heck out of me. But thank you for following so much. That's awesome. Who was that? LMac2. Thank you for following. I really appreciate it. But back to what I was saying, there was a new a Lego set out now. It's a Roman Colosseum, and it's like 9,000 pieces. I mean, it's huge, and it's $550. But it looks pretty cool. So if you want another really big one to try it, that's the new biggest Lego set ever. Played the game recently and read the books. Huh. The books are good. I like the books. I don't think I've ever played the game. All right. That's all on that page. Yep. More stickers. There's probably multiple Harry Potter games. You know which one you played? I've been to Legoland a couple times, and shoot, where? Not Florida, California. Been to the one in California. Oh, you collect Lego games. That makes sense. They're fun. Pretty well done. Okay, sticker number 7. For the record, if I don't say it enough times, I really appreciate you talking to me and while I'm working on this. It's really is teaching me how to be focused on two different things at once. You can talk a lot about anything. What's something you know a lot about that most people don't even think about much? You started with a, oh, my day's going well, thank you. Like I said, just dealing with the cold. So you mentioned going to a Legoland here in England, is what you said. Uh, is that like New England in the States or like across the pond, like in Europe? Really? Are you there? So you're there right now watching me do this? Let's see, what am I missing? I think that's everything. That's stuff. There's a lot of detail in this section. That's crazy. It's just crazy to me to think about that I can be uh, just building Legos and somebody that far away. Gosh, how far is that even? It's like at least 3,000 miles, right? 3,500 miles from the US. You're good. It's just weird to think about that somebody that far away could be talking to me while I build Legos and watching and interacting at the same time, which I guess is not that weird considering all the technology we have nowadays, but to get reach this point is pretty awesome. It's 8 p.m. there. Nice. It is not 8 p.m. here. For those. There's so much little detail in this one part that it's taken me forever to get through it. So many little pieces. Five viewers right now. I think that's the most I've ever had at once. Anyone else have any cool Lego sets that they've built before? Will I build robots? I guess if that's what people want to build, like I said, it's all about collaboration, getting other people involved. So it kind of depends. The first thing I wanted, like I said this I think earlier, but I don't know if you were on here. The one of the things I wanted to build was like a clear computer desk made of like glass, and then inside put the mounting points and build all the components to the computer. So I would have basically like you could look in and see the motherboard and the drives and everything inside, and then I would light it up with LEDs, and that would like flash and change color and just make it look really cool. Um, Thought about different like computer programs I wanted to make. I don't know. I would find stuff. Probably start off simple and then work my way up as more and more as things got more complicated. I would need more people to help. Okay, you're on your spaceship. Tell me about your spaceship. Where'd you buy one? That's a start. How do I get a spaceship? You made it. See, I don't know what you're talking about. You claim not to know anything about engineering, but you built a spaceship, so I think I got you there. That's true, I guess. Technically building a spaceship. Wonder how much it would cost it for me to actually put it in space. Used to be like $10,000 per pound, but I think it might be a little cheaper now. With everything that all those launch companies are doing. That would be a cool one, actually. If this could somehow work that way, I would love to build rockets, design and build rockets. But it would be a long time before this project is ready to pull off something like that. Put that on Facebook, have NASA, the SBI, like that. No, most of that's pretty public knowledge. So much now in space exploration, with SpaceX and ULA and Rocket Lab and all of them. Uh, so much of space exploration is no longer done by the government. It's done by private companies because they can do it so much cheaper and more reliably. So you'd be surprised. There's actually quite a few people, groups who have built their own, just clubs and things that have built their own amateur rockets, and uh, and they've worked, which has been surprising. Not all of them, obviously, but every once in a while, somebody pulls it off. That'd be cool. Build a NASA rocket. I'd love a giant Lego Saturn V. That would be cool. The moon mission rocket. Yeah, fire does melt plastic. And plastic has a pretty low melting point. It doesn't take a whole lot of heat to break it. Alright, I'm gonna build this thing twice. Okay. It's smelly. Yeah, it does smell. Or a Lego Starship, the new SpaceX rocket that they're trying to develop. That would be a cool looking one too. What am I looking for? Just a little. Oh, here it is. Here's one. Like four of these. There was a. Oh, thank you. And I looked a lot into if like what people are doing building Legos on Twitch and everything. Um, Question for you then. You said you enjoy your time here. Uh, oh yeah, no problem. I will always try and welcome everyone. What were, like I said, I'm trying to get feedback and advice through viewers to make this better. What things do you like and dislike about this? Or what do I do that other people don't do that you like? And things other people do that you wish I did. Yeah, I find it relaxing too. Sometimes it's nice just to sit down and build some Legos and not really have to think about much. Oh, I can't. For the record, I can't do that either. That weirds me out listening to that stuff. I try to position the microphone far enough away from my face so that you don't hear like breathing and things like that. I don't know if it really works that well. I don't have the money right now to get a much better microphone. Just chatting with a coworker. Well, hopefully that is one day, right? Because if people are helping me build stuff and working with me, then that's exactly who I'll be to them, rather than some guy that they look forward to entertainment, but a coworker and something they enjoy doing. Oh, I got that one backwards. Darth Vader was a heavy breather. That is true. Maybe I should put on a Darth Vader mask or play that sound in the background the whole time. I gotta figure out like maybe I gotta figure out like some music or something. Just something in the background to make a little bit more noise, just to help be soothing. Some respiratory issues. Yes, just a few. Star Wars music. That's not a bad idea. Although I'm afraid of Disney copyright claims. I gotta be careful. Like I don't know what the rules are if I play music here, where people can just listen to it. If I'll get in trouble. Yeah, that's what. It's just yeah. I can't play copyrighted music. I'll have to find some like royalty-free stuff. Uh, Maybe that'll work. And for the record, no, I haven't been on Twitch very long. This past Tuesday was the first day. Well, okay, I've been on a little longer. Obviously, I've watched other people stream, but I've never participated, so I didn't need an account or anything. And now I'm but as far as streaming, I did a few test streams last month, but this really this past week is the first time I've seriously streamed with an intent to get an audience. Binoculars. These little Lego binocular things. YouTube has some good stuff. Yep, they do. I'll have to look out for that. There's certain people that make music with the intent of it being royalty free as well. I'll have to dig some of that up and see what I can figure out. I don't think it'd be too hard for me to just play it in the background. Oh, thanks. Me too. There's a long way to go. Like I said, a whole engineering collaboration thing is very different than what I'm doing right now. So we'll see what happens. Ultimately, if it works out, I'd like to move off of Twitch and YouTube and build a website dedicated to just that so people that want to work on that kind of thing can. But in order to do that, I need a community that's willing to work on stuff. So it seemed like a good idea to start here. Thank you. Yes, I will use motivation mode. All right. I think I messed this part up. Yep. Put these pieces too far. One over. Oh no. I got. All right, you've witnessed a mistake. I got these little flat pieces on here that I can't grab in the wrong spot. There we go. All right, those go back on, and that goes there. Okay, what's next? Oh, this little wall thing. Oh, jeez. I gotta turn down the volume on those alerts. It scares me every time one goes off. Oh man, you made me jump. Oh, that was funny. It's okay. It was hilarious, is what it was. That made me laugh. That's probably just part of the problem right now, is I'm just not used to. It doesn't. I don't often get more followers right now because my channel is so small, obviously. So I'm not. I'm just not expecting it. As it gets more busy, I'm sure it won't make me jump anymore, just because I'll be ready for it. I'll be hearing it all the time. Another sticker. Punch a piece out of this one. I appreciate that. Thank you for waiting. Although that, as tragic it would have been really funny if you waited till I was picking up the model or something. So thank you for the follow, though. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, from where you live at, I don't know that you'll be able to watch me stream during the week because I have to go. Probably I start usually 4 hours later than it is now, 3 hours later probably. So for you that would be pretty late, unless you want to stay up. So that goes on right there. But I'm planning on these Sunday streams being much earlier in the day, so about this time. Ooh, these are the mounting points, or mounting parts. I'll be almost done with this section then. And this thing. It's a really nifty way it has these mounts being put together. There's this big post that goes into these mounting points, and then when you slide this thing in, you push all the posts in, and they go into holes that are already on the model from the last step, and lock everything in place. It's a pretty neat idea for making sure everything is on there and everything is strong. Okay, that's that part. Oh, I think we get to put this thing in. All right, well, let me clear off some space here, because this room is going inside the ship. I gotta carefully pick this up every time. Try not to damage anything. All right. Oh no. Okay. This is tricky. I guess there's really only like one place this can go, but I just want to make sure and line this up. There we go. There we go. And then these posts get pushed in. Aha. There we go. Now we've got another room in there. Probably can't see it, but it's all in there. There's control panels. Looks like a little reactor core thing. Some escape hatch things, and just other little decorations and pieces. All right, that's neat. It looks like I gotta drop in a couple sticker pieces to make everything look right. Yeah, me too. I'd be really disappointed if it didn't work. All right. I'm looking for these. All right, and that was which one? Number three. That one goes on the front here. Perfect. I still think I have to build the top of the doors, but I guess it's the doorways, but I guess it's having me do that part later. Kind of. We finished that little room that I was working on. It's here in the ship now. So now I'm just putting in a couple little decorative stickers to. Oh yeah, the Chewy. He's even got his little bowcaster thing. It actually shoots a little Lego piece out of it too. And I've got the little bird things from the episode 7, I think it is, one of the new Disney ones. So, thank you. Yep, looks like I have to build the top of the doorways now that I didn't get to earlier. All right. Fortunately, my stack of Legos is on the other side of this thing. Let's try to slide this over a bit. I don't really want to move it like out of the way yet because I'm still working on it, and I want you all to be able to see kind of what I'm doing. Was it the Last Jedi that had the birds? Or was it Force Awakens? I can't remember. Yeah, the Porgs. Yeah, that's exactly what they were. I'll take your word for it if you tell me it was The Last Jedi, because I can't remember. I don't really want to watch that movie again. Was not a big fan. But I think that's true of most people. Disney ruined Star Wars. Not, I mean, kind of. I think I think there's a that's the general sentiment, but I think we have to avoid that because like I genuinely believe the Mandalorian is really good, and that's made by Disney. Albeit the people who make it have a lot more respect for Star Wars and its fans, the director and such. They ruined the the big blockbuster movies, but not Rogue One, because that was done really well, in my opinion. So I've been trying to figure that one out. Like, what went wrong the big episodes 7, 8, and 9, and even 7 wasn't that bad. It was just kind of a clone. Oh, excuse me. But I was supposed to do this, build this thing twice. But what went wrong? Why is the Mandalorian so good? Why was Rogue One so good? And why why did episodes 7, 8, and 9 just fail to deliver? Yeah, Rogue One was awesome, but it was made by Disney, right? So I think I was watching some video on YouTube that I think explained it really well. Rogue One had some interesting restrictions placed on it based on the setting and the character, right? Because the main character Mando didn't speak much. Um, and also you never saw his face. And those are really the two things that actors use to really express themselves is speaking and facial expressions and everything. And he had the guy that played him, Pedro Pascal, had neither of those to work with, and yet somehow he did a really good job of conveying emotion and the story. And I think it was I think that that way that works so well is that Mandalorian relies a lot on the audience to infer things. And Rogue One kind of did as well. You kind of had to know some Star Wars stuff to kind of get where things were coming from, to recognize certain things, and you had to generally it respected the viewer's ability to figure things out. And I think that was a great point that the episode 7, 8, and 9 were kind of geared towards kids almost. Not, I mean, not really, but a little bit. And as a result, rather than let you infer something or see something, they just told you the actors were always telling you what was going on rather than letting you just see it happen. And in a way, it made the movie very condescending. And I think that's where they failed. I think that they, rather than showing us, they just told us something was happening and expected us to believe it. And use viewers are very smart, smarter than you often give them credit for. And the fact that the movie was being so condescending in how it presented a story was what really made it hurt. It just didn't respect Star Wars or its fans, and or the people even watching the movie at the time, even if they had seen Star Wars or not. So that's where Mandalorian and Rogue One went so well, is the people directing and writing those stories had respect for the people that they were telling the stories to. Okay, now that section's done. We are smart. So I'm hoping Disney will learn from that in their next trilogy and not cater so much. I mean, especially because if they were like trying to cater to kids, right? Like kids love the original Star Wars movies. I loved them as a kid. So it's not like the originals were out of reach, that they were too smart for me. But we'll see if they learn their lesson or not. I think the next trilogy they're planning on doing is set like 200 years before the prequels. So during the High Republic era. So we'll see what they come up with there. That basically gives them free reign to tell whatever story they want. So we'll see if it's a good one. Man, there's so many little pieces on those doorway. That's true. I think that will be okay though. The Obi-Wan series. I think enough stuff has come out too that whoever's in charge of writing and directing that can uh, see what works and what doesn't. So yes, I did. I watched both of those all the way through, and I think both kind of got well. Rebels did a little better at the start. Clone Wars, I mean, was very definitely just for kids when it first started, but uh, in the middle of the series, it really got it together and became enjoyable, not just for kids, but also Star Wars fans. Thank you. I'm just trying to give them a fair shot because Disney has the resources, and I mean, we've seen from The Mandalorian and Rogue One that they have good storytellers and directors that'll work for them. So I don't want to just be a naysayer and say, oh, because they have Star Wars now, it's going to be terrible. I mean, they can do it. they've just got to do it. And I want to give them a fair shot at that. Praise them when they do it right and complain about them when they do it wrong. Yeah, I agree. Especially that last season. That was insane. I can't remember because of course Clone Wars is huge. I can't remember every single thing that happened because I've only watched through it once, but uh, I remember just the emotions I felt and uh, the amazement I felt just watching it. Okay, this piece is go. This is the other door side of both doorways. Let's go in there. Yep. I probably should watch it again though. What the heck is this? Okay, that goes. Just a big piece that goes up here for decoration. Okay, what am I missing now? There's another like doorway type section. Man, they just don't stop, do they? I enjoy putting stuff like this together, but I like in Lego models, I like building big pieces and structures and things, and or like machinery parts. Just the engineer in me wants to see those big things come together, see structure and just amazing things. And so these little detail sections are fun, but they're not my favorite thing ever, and I can't get bored if I lose focus. Some people, I'm sure, appreciate the detail sections. A motor to make it move and have a sound system. I don't think so, but maybe. That'd be cool to put some little speakers in it and you can just push them. But that wouldn't be that hard to do, actually. No, Chewy. I could figure out how to do that. Make my own little device that would fit inside. Oh, hold on. Oh, that fell over. Oh, no. I hope that comes out because I can't reach it. There's a piece that fell inside here. There we go. I think I just threw a piece off. A little tree. I like puns. Okay, let's see. I don't actually need that. I just dropped it. These, those, one of these. It was, but that's okay. It was funny. It made me laugh. Okay, gotta be getting close with this section. Yeah, that's why I only go for 2 hours at a time. If I sit here much longer, I will fall over. I'll probably just fall asleep on stream. Pretty sure you can get banned if you do that, so should probably try to avoid it. Okay. One more section. There we go. Perfect. Those people are strange, but it's weird that I don't see that going very far, like being a pretty short-sighted strategy, because I think there's a rule that if you pass out on stream, according to Twitch's terms of service, that you can be banned. So, yeah, I've seen one once where somebody was streaming just a video of ducks in a pond, and every time you donated, it would feed the ducks. Like this little thing would dump some feed into the water, and all the ducks would come in. So I thought that was pretty clever. All right, another big section. Based on the number of pieces I have left, though, this one isn't going to be as bad. Not going to have as much detail to it. That's fair. It's just pretty funny to watch on the camera when they all come swooping in to get the food. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't look like this is going to be that complex of a section at all. Already running low on parts. Well, at the rate I'm going, I'll hopefully be done with this project by the end of January. And on to something else. I gotta admit, I didn't know that. That came out of nowhere. Interesting fact of the day, I guess. Oh, excuse me. I did not know that. There's a vein going through. Hmm, interesting. Okay, just these mounting points. It's all the interesting facts you have at the moment. Fair enough. This is something I run into near the end of something I run into near the end of every stream as I start to lose energy and run out of things to talk about. So I appreciate the random stuff. Um, Not seeing where that piece goes. That's fair. There's a certain skill in that and being able just to talk about anything for however long. Oh, so there's an extra piece added here and I couldn't figure out where it went. There it is. Okay. So I get the model back up. All right, I'm actually going to move all of my pieces now over here since I have a small enough pile. Okay. I have gone skiing before. Uh, Actually, the only time I've ever been to Europe. I went skiing in Germany, and that was incredible. Way better than the ski slopes here in the States. Way scarier too. I'm sure it'd have been even worse if I was in like Switzerland or something. Oh, interesting. That is an interesting job to, probably a good job to have. I could see that being a lot of fun. That's another thing that blows me away about the world now is how specific some people's jobs are. Like you meet people that just that have a job doing something so specific that like you would never think that that's like all they do, but uh, you know, keeping kids occupied at a law office is something that's needed. So it's a job someone has, and it's just a crazy reality of our world today. Chef before, yeah, but it doesn't require you to be good at law. It requires you to be good with people, be good with kids. So, and it's also amazing to me how well some skill sets will translate from one profession to another. Although chef is interesting. You have any good dishes that you cook? Any specialties? Now you've got me thinking about food again too. Start getting hungry. Flame roasted pork chop. Ooh, mashed potatoes and seasoned veggies, roasted tomato, chorizo. Oh man, that sounds really good actually. I don't really do much cooking myself. I do like to make my own hot sauce though. Oh, I'm sure. It's only for special occasions. Okay. This thing's got to turn around so I can see what I'm doing. Uh-oh. I had to have gotten something wrong there because it doesn't look like it's gonna fit. I hold my breath too every time I move it. Makes me nervous. I thought I got all that in the right spot. Yeah. Something is not fitting, and I haven't figured out why. Yeah, I'm just not pushing this on right. It's almost like, oh, you know what? I think I know exactly what I did. I put this room in the wrong spot. It's supposed to, I put it in the right place, horizontal like X, Y, but vertically, it's too high. I was wondering why that wasn't fitting. Okay. Lower that. There we go. Aha. There we go. Hey, we're getting some of the outer paneling on. Some of the decorative pieces. Alright, imagine I gotta do the other side now. We'll slide this back over. I'm running out of places to grab it from, which is making this harder. Okay. Other side bulkhead. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm wearing down, but we're almost done with this section. I'm glad last time I tried, I did 2 chapters at once because the landing gear wasn't as long of a chapter, but I was exhausted by the end of it. So I'm just doing one today. But I'm just trying to stay awake and stay in there. Okay, this piece. Oh, I've got to be getting so close. Did I miss something on that last one? I did. I know. See, this is me getting really tired. I keep missing pieces. Just noticed it wasn't the same. All right. Thanks. I appreciate the encouragement. All right. I think. Let me just confirm. But this should. Oh, this is. I think this is the last thing. Wow, there's so many extra parts here. I feel like almost like I missed something. Huh. Maybe there's just a lot of extras. I'll have to go through and double check things probably, just to be sure. But there we go. I got these little side piece panels on now, which make it look a little better. And then I forgot Han Solo's blaster. Here it is. And I'm not sure what the rest of these pieces are for, but I can look around and find out. All right, well, that being said, though, I've done everything for this chapter, so I think that's going to be it. I'm going to sign off tonight. I'll be back at it Tuesday evening, probably around 6 o'clock Eastern time. So, yeah, there's some of them are extra parts, but it feels like I have a lot of extra parts, which is what's making me nervous. So, not totally sure yet, but we'll see. I can go back and check over it some before next time. Thank you. Hope you do too. Thank you everybody for watching today, and I will see you all later. Bye.